Before the video starts, I'd just like to explain something really quickly because we've actually finished what we're doing. So this is actually future me. So before the video starts, we're stripping down and rebuilding the V6. Now, we've tried to get as much information in there as we can. There's quite a lot of time lapsing because you don't want to see us undoing bolts. You know, if you're taking the rocker cover off, it's like 10 bolts, you don't want to see us taking 10 bolts off, and also the video would be ridiculously long. We've tried to put in as much info as we can, but the main thing is doing the internals. So it's how to rebuild an engine from the internals. Okay, all your add-on bits, you know, like your starter motor, putting your dizzy in and stuff like that, and the water pump, etc. We've not bothered to film that. A lot of that's been time lapse. This is purely how to rebuild the internals of an engine. Hope you enjoy it. Here's the video. Morning everyone, welcome to another episode at the bunker. Today is going to be a little bit of a how-to because Dale is going to be stripping down the 2.3 engine and seeing if it's actually usable, because we're obviously going to put it in the green Cortina when the winter comes, but we need to see whether it's actually salvageable or not. So at the moment, Dale is just taking the gearbox off. Dale, are you?
Yeah.
So he's taking the gearbox off, and then we've got the engine stand ready to put it on, and then we're going to strip it all down, and we'll show you exactly how to do it.
I've done the gearbox, and then what you want to do, I'll take the downpipes off, I'll take the engine mounts off, right? So record that fast forward, but then the torque converter you have to undo from inside the gearbox.
Okay.
So you could...
Recording.
Is it? You tricked me.
So Dale has just given a brief explanation of what he's going to do.
15. I'm not sure actually, it's a bit loosey-goosey. I'm going to presume he's going to snap.
What do you want to do?
So you've got to turn the engine, but slowly because I need to feel for the bolts without getting my hands caught.
Okay, ready?
Hang on a minute, hang on. There's a rubber bung here that's got to come out.
I'll show it to the camera. So that plastic bung
That close
is
enough.
is to get to the torque converter bolts. We've got to take off now.
Right, so can you just knock it back a little bit?
So what I'm doing there is I'm just turning the engine over with the ratchet, and then what it does, it spins the torque. I suppose it spins the torque converter around, is it?
Yeah, because it's bolted to the flywheel.
Because it's bolted to the flywheel.
I think I call it a torque. Well, I call it a torque plate or something, don't I? Flexi plate. Steve, hang on. Yeah, he nodded. Yeah. He nodded.
I nodded.
He's got a face for radio, haven't you?
Yeah.
Go on, spin it. Normal. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Go on.
Cross member's on it. Forget it. Ready?
Look, that's what I mean. Look. There you go. You put it.
Cross member's going to fall forwards.
Shouldn't it?
No,
Ready?
Yep, go on.
So what we've just done is Dale's disconnected the gearbox and the torque converter. We've undone the engine mounts as well. There's a fuel pipe and also the kick down cable, whatever it is, Dale, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's come off. That's to get the engine up so we can get it on the stand. Now what they're doing is they're just taking the flywheel off so we can obviously bolt it to the engine stand, and then we can start stripping it down.
Wonderful. Ready? Snap the engine stand hoist. There we are.
Well, we're going to strip down the engine now. So the first thing what Dale's already took one off. Covers.
Took them off here.
We took them off on another video. If you haven't seen that video, then I'll put a link in the description. We turned this over to make sure it was free. So if you haven't seen that, I'll put a link in the description.
That carb seat's solid.
Is it?
Yeah. gamma will sort that out, won't it?
What he's doing now is taking the bracket off the accelerator cable down.
Yeah, for the greatest gearbox in a Cortina.
Settle a debate for us. Manual or auto? I'm manual, and the key is in the name, man.
Manuel.
Settle a debate for us. What do you prefer, an automatic or a manual gearbox?
Auto. Steve?
Yeah, Steve.
If I was going to daily a Cortina, I think I would have an auto.
Would
but
you?
as I don't daily mine, I love a manual.
What's in the Focus?
That's a manual.
Manual.
Auto.
Yeah, it's front wheel drive.
Oh, yeah.
Can't be doing front wheel drive auto.
No?
No.
Why not?
Have you driven a full front wheel drive auto?
Yeah, an
They're
Orion.
shit. They're shit, aren't they?
That was the Orion was alright, but it was just a bit.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's like you do 15 first, and by the time you get up to 80, it says that he's only just clicked into second.
I want that. Idiot. Take this crappy old thing off.
So what we're doing now is we're just taking the carburettor off, and it's just 4 nuts holding it on, and it should just pop off.
Not if your nuts stuck and bring the old stud out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mine is actually coming up all right.
Are you going to run that VV carb on it, or are you going to...
Well, I think this is knackered.
Yeah.
I think that's seized.
I think so.
Wow. Never had a seized carburettor before. Yeah, they're that knackered, they just ripped off.
We're taking the inlet off now, which is just how many? 1, 2, 3, about 8 bolts. Inlet off. Dale's just trying to peel the gasket. It looks a little bit manky. Well, it is a little bit manky. It doesn't look manky. It is manky. But that was like 6 to 8 bolts, and yeah, that just pulled off. So that's that bit. Which is next, Dale? What are we doing next?
Wash the shafts. If is that recording still, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you slow it down, right. So Rob, yeah. When I used to go around Rob's, he was doing stuff on his car. I think I've told you this before. When I was doing stuff on his cars, and you're doing the firing order, right?
Yeah.
He used to go. He'd go, do you know what the firing order is? I was like, no. I always look in the book, so I ain't got a clue, right? And he'll go, it's blah 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 blah. Put on. How do you know that? Because I just know. And then he told me how he knew. On the back of here.
It says the firing order. There you
You
go.
can see that. Can you see that?
Yeah, I think you probably see it. I don't know how much it'll come up on
Yeah,
on camera, but it's 142536.
There you go. I never knew that. He told me one day, and I was like, you fucking yeah.
So what Dale's doing now is he's going to be putting all the the bolts and stuff, isn't it? What's going in it?
Push rods.
The push rods. So when the engine gets rebuilt back up, the push rods
Posh
go,
rods.
go in the same place.
It might be posh.
And I think it's because it's for the different wear on it, isn't it, Dale? I think.
When I did it when I was 15, my next door neighbour worked for Ford, and he said when they do it, this was in 95, 96, that's how they did it at Ford.
Right.
I've always done it.
So we always do it.
It doesn't hurt, does it? It doesn't.
No,
Not unless they're knackered, but it doesn't look. I just want to
No.
clean.
that's it.
Right, that's that side. Clean, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, I need to set a date with you about you doing my car.
Yeah, I need to get my welder fixed. Welder's broken.
Huh?
My welder's broken. We can use Dale's, but
Yeah, it just stopped working. It was working. He unplugged it, moved it, plugged it. Would you unplug it?
yeah,
Plugged it back
unplugged
in. Dead.
yeah,
It just died.
Not a fuse, is it?
no.
No.
I've even had my mate come. He does all mechanical engineering and stuff and electrical,
Yeah.
and he looked and I can't. He said it's
PCB.
got to be the board. It's got to be the board, but it's
Because
such
it
an old
works when
welder.
you put the motor to 12 volt.
Yeah.
It works. Or
Right.
240 volt. No, we put on a battery, didn't we?
Yeah,
It works, buzz around, but when you're trying to...
Don't want to know. No.
So I might have to buy a new welder because I don't think you can get new boards for them.
My welder's alright, just have to...
Yeah, it's
just
just
patience.
yeah.
They're not that tight.
Right, so these are the head bolts that we're going to be taking off now. Do they need to be a certain order now?
No, I never do.
Now I haven't got cake, but I've
Oh,
got
look.
a time-out bar.
God bless you.
You can have one of them. There you go.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You all
You
right?
look like
Oh, you don't like chocolate, do you?
Oh, I love chocolate.
No, he doesn't.
Normally I like nuts.
Don't you
but-
want one?
No, thank you.
No? Alright, I'll have it then.
Yeah, why not? That's all the head bolts taken out. So the head should just come off now. So Daryl's just having a little sort out in the parts trolley. And then we'll whip
Because the
these.
heads will go up here.
Yeah, because the heads will go on there because they're the heaviest bits as well, I imagine. What's that called?
Nothing. Just got to lift it up.
There we go.
Oh,
There
there
we
you
go.
go. There you are. Hang on, hang on. That's lifting it down. There you go. Dipstick. Oh,
Dipstick.
bend that. Go on, put it.
Yeah.
To be fair, the bores don't look that bad. I bet it's the heads more than anything else. Gammy.
Look at that.
Yeah, the bores are alright.
So basically it's usable.
Alright, there's no lips.
Nice.
I'll take the pistons out to check the rings and shit like. But it's just if these were scored, then I wouldn't have bothered.
Yeah.
That's alright.
Okay.
What one?
Stack rolls links.
Really? Probably not.
That was the power steering pump removed. So what Dale's going to do now is going to take all the sump bolts out and get the sump off. So we can have a look at the shells and the pistons and rings and everything. So look at all the sludge in there.
Bits of gasket,
Oh, lovely.
silicone,
Lovely.
and people used to do just drop it down the hole. Beautiful.
Well, that's the sump off. So here is the bottom end in all its glory. Pick up there, which has got some crud in it.
This is convod. This is where your piston is.
Okay.
Then the piston should come out the bottom.
Right. Okay. Will it fall out?
So this is as much as in depth as stripping an engine down as you've got.
Okay.
Is it? No, I'm asking you.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you doing? There's your cap.
So that's where your shells are, is it?
Yeah, your shell's still on the top crank at the minute. Push that down. Yeah. Pull this one. I'll pull that back a bit. So this is your bearing.
So what Dale's doing is just rotating the engine round, just so he can get to the bits he wants. So this is the shell that he's trying to take off. So we'll wipe them down and we'll check them. We'll show you them on camera.
They're not like we've still got.
So they've basically what Dale's saying. They've still got life in them, but I think we're going to change them.
There's your piston.
Here's the piston.
They're not seasoned.
Looking quite good, Nick.
Yeah.
Saying that your piston rings are these bits here, aren't they?
Yeah.
These bits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you show that to the camera,
The bottom one's the oil scraper.
so this one here is the oil scraper, and there's two here, so
There's
they're
two,
both
yeah.
piston rings.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they're pretty good. But would we replace piston? I suppose. Would you replace piston rings?
You can test. You can measure them to see what the thing is.
I mean, it might be better to just replace if they're not a lot of money. It might, because the engine's out, so we might be better to replace them. So what we'll do now, we'll take out all the pistons and we'll inspect, or Dale will inspect all of the shells and the rings and everything, and see what sort of condition they're in. But I think, well, I've just mentioned we probably will buy new ones for it anyway if we're rebuilding the engine. So we'll let Dale do that. Next step, Dale's actually already done it, is he's took this bolt out of here and he needed to lock. So if you just put the hammer in where you had it, Dale. So he put that in there and then a ratchet on that end, and then it just, and then it come off. So we're going to take, we're taking that out now. We're taking,
I'll be very surprised if this comes off.
so we've got to try and get the pulley off. There we go, and that's off.
Normally they're a pig.
Next step is now the mains bearings. That's what Dale's doing now. I'll just bring the camera in. So you loosen all them off, crack them off. And I'm assuming, Dad, when you put them back on, they're supposed to have a torque
All of these
setting,
are
yeah.
torque
So they'll have
settings,
torque settings. So we'll have to possibly invest in a torque wrench.
Got one.
Oh, we've got one.
Quite.
So when we rebuild this
Smell that.
engine, what we're
That's
smelling?
old oil trapped in the holes. Smell it. Smells like funky.
Oh, do you know, I can't describe the smell. It's it doesn't smell like oil at all. It's
Like
a
heated up oil.
Yeah, very strange smell.
No, I'm not explaining anything. What do you want me to
So
explain?
this is the, what do you say it was, the mains bearing.
That's the bearing. The
So
bearing will come out the same as the conrod.
Right, yeah.
Which is bigger, yeah?
Yeah.
Look.
So if you just bring it closer to the camera,
I'm
Dale,
trying to get it out.
if you can get it out.
There we go. Bearing.
So that's the bearing,
And it'd look similar to that if you bought it brand new.
and they'd look
Oh, with a,
like that.
yeah.
They were brand
It's
new.
A phosphor, I think it's phosphor coating or something.
And then there's, what did you say, there's something to stop it going back
And
and
they're
forwards.
thrust washers.
So
They
that's
sit in
that bit
there.
there. So this
Some
bit here almost looks like a horseshoe, and there's a recess on like the bracket, if you like, and that stops. So that just
Crank.
goes in, and that stops the crank moving backwards and forwards. But they don't looking bad, Nick.
Standard.
Yeah,
No, they're right.
they're actually all right for 106,000 miles. They've done well.
And it's standard, so it hasn't had a regrind
Yeah,
or nothing.
hasn't had a regrind, as Dale's just said. So
So the piston should be standard as well.
yeah,
Because you'll need to know that when you order new.
yeah. So we'll let Dale plod on and do that. It's now the following week, and we're going to finish off stripping down The engine, we've got to take the water pump off, the fan, and basically all the other ancillaries, and then we're going to give it a really good degrease and clean. Dale's going to check all the cranks and everything else, and just make sure that everything's right so it can be rebuilt. I've got some bits and pieces in the boot of the car, new shells. I can't remember what else we've got actually.
Full rebuild.
Yeah, basically we've got a rebuild kit, all gasket set and everything, so we're going to start rebuilding. We're hoping to have this rebuilt in a day, but obviously we'll see how we get on, because you're only one snap bolt away from it taking all day. So we'll put it on a time lapse, and Dale will start taking off the water pump and everything. So that's the engine all completely stripped down now, so that's just the block now, Dale, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's just taken off the old sump gasket, because it's upside down. Just cleaning all that off, so we've got a nice surface to make when we rebuild it. So we're going to take that off, and then we're going to degrease it now. So the engine, as you saw, was stripped. Now we're lucky enough to have a parts washer. It was second hand, it was broken, Dale's fixed it, because that's what he does. If you don't have a parts washer, which, you know, a lot of people aren't going to have, you could always put it in the dishwasher on a very hot temperature, but...
Which I've also done.
Which Dale has also done, but ask permission from the missus, or obviously your parents. Once you've cleaned it in the dishwasher, you then want to put a cleaning agent in the dishwasher and clean it all out, because obviously there's oil and grease everywhere. But yeah, so we're going to give this a good clean now with the parts washer. So I'll show you a little bit of it, and then we'll sort of fast forward it. So we've just got a brush, and Dale's just going to brush it all in everywhere.
See what happens.
See what happens with it, but it's the first time we've used this as well.
Need a proper brush, really.
Yeah. So you can get attachments that go on the end of this here with a brush attachment, and you can actually use that. But well, it's working. Just a bit of a slow process. We haven't really got the right sort of brush. It needs to be a little bit stiffer. All we've got is a few old paint brushes that we're using. But it's getting there. The engine has now been decontaminated and degreased as much as we can. We're going to build the bottom end up. Dale hasn't got a lot of time left this afternoon, because he's got to be up at like 1 in the morning to go to work. But what he's going to do now, he's going to hone out the thingies, Dale. Yep, so he's going to hone out the boards with this contraption. Looks like something you'd get at a rogue dentist or a rogue doctor or something, doesn't it?
Never seen one of these before.
No, so I'll bring the camera in a little bit closer. And
so if you look at if you can see the bores, they're quite shiny. Look, see.
so if we just
You
show
can
you
see
there.
that.
I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, but they're quite
See
shiny.
the
So
basically, you need to take the glaze off it.
yeah.
So, it's not like really shiny, but it ain't got glaze on it either.
Yeah. So what he's going to do, he's going to hone that out. He's going to spray some lubricating fluid. And what we'll do, we'll show you how we do one bore. So just working up and down. And then he'll wipe it off again, and that should be perfectly good to go. And this doesn't scratch it down, does it? It doesn't, because obviously deep scratches aren't good in the bores. So there you go, it gives it a bit of texture.
You see the difference between that one and that one.
So if we just do that, there you go. If you look, you can see the difference in the light. So yeah, that's all you do with honing the bores. So we'll let Dale carry on finishing them off, and then we're going to rebuild the bottom end. So what we're doing now, we're actually on the last one though, is we're polishing the crank. And all you do is this sandpaper, Dale's got two different thicknesses. If you can see that, one of them does the big ones and one of them does the small ones. And all we're doing is Dale is going around it. So we're on the last one now, we've done all the others, so I'll make sure that we don't get in the way. And all he does,
Ready?
Yep, is that. And while he's doing that, I turn it as best I can, because it is quite awkward. And then it goes all the way around. And obviously we've done that to all of the, well, I suppose they're not lobes, are they? But where the lobes go, I think they are.
It's the shells.
Where the shells go, sorry.
We're literally just cleaning it all.
So, and then just give it a good clean down with some brake cleaner.
If you bring the camera over to that, you see how... That's what it would look like if you had a crank rig on.
There you go. Look how nice that is, nice and shiny, looks brand new. We're now ready to start building this engine back up. So the first thing that you've got to do is you've got to put the shells in the big end, Dale, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so what you do is you put them in these first with a little smothering of oil, all in the bottoms. Then you put that in, Dale.
Yep.
You put that in there, which we've cleaned, you saw us just doing. Then you put these back on top with the shells. You put these back on top with the shells underneath, again with a smothering of oil, and then they're torqued up. So we'll show you how to do one. We're not going to film the whole thing because otherwise the video is going to be about 4 hours long. So we'll just watch Dale do one, and then we'll fast forward the rest. So you see, he's just pushing them shells in.
And they'll only go in one way because they've got like little keyways on there as well.
There you go. And also as well, guys, we're getting proper professional now because this morning, I did go to work this morning and I also went and bought some microphones. They're not being used on this video for two reasons. So I'll just show you, Dale's just putting the oil on there. For two reasons. One is I haven't figured out how to connect it to the camera, so I'm going to have to YouTube that. And the second reason is the first part of the video doesn't have the microphone, so I want it to all sound exactly the same. But on the next videos, we shall be very professional and we'll have microphones on.
Do you want to pass us the crank? We've literally got nowhere to put it in. So it wants to go in that way. Do you want to lower it in? That goes there. Just lower it in slowly. It'll only go in one way. Like that. That's it.
Okay. There we go. And also, guys, it is critical you put oil on them shells as well, because when you then go and start the engine, there's no oil properly lubricated around it and you'll soon burn them out pretty quickly. So what Dale's just done is just put some oil on the, what are they called, Dale, them bits?
Journals.
The journals, I think they're called. And then he'll just put the shells on top and then the big ends go on. So again, they only go in one way.
And these are all arrowed as well to point to the front of the engine as well.
Okay.
Let's put this back up
Bit of double lube on it.
Because the middle one has got thrust washers on it to stop it going forward and backwards.
Right, okay.
So they'll only go on that one. And you've got, I don't know if you want to show, but you've got arrows on each of the. So you can take all these off and you won't get them mixed up because I've got 4.
So can you see
arrow
that?
to the front.
There you go.
3. This one, arrow to the front.
Oh, I see. So
you
you can't go wrong. Right. There you go, guys.
If it's all worked out, you'll do these up to the torque setting and it will spin
Nicely.
free as anything.
We've just looked in the Haynes manual, which, if you've never seen one before, they're like that. And it tells you inside what the torque settings have to be. So on this occasion, it was 70 foot-pounds. And when it's tightened, it will do that little click, just in case you didn't realise. I don't know how well it will come across on camera, but it says torque wrench settings here. And it tells you. So main bearing caps is what they've called it on this. And what we've been calling the con...
this is main. These are
so
main.
they're main.
And then I would say conrod, but they've called it main cap or something.
Yeah,
like
they've called it main bearing caps. But that's where you get your torque settings, and you can see 70 foot-pounds of torque.
And if you've done it right, the crank will spin.
Yes.
The crank looked good, so...
We'll just...
it was all still standard. Do you want to see how it spins?
Yeah, go on.
Go on then. You can do it.
All right. So, in theory...
There you go.
That should spin. All right.
Beautiful.
There we go. So Dale hasn't wasted £100 because that's what the shells cost. So that is the big end, or whatever it's called. And we'll move on now to the next ones. The next step is putting the pistons in and then putting the shells on the pistons. What Dale's going to do is he's just going to spray some brake cleaner as they go in. So we'll show you putting one of them on. Also as well, the pistons, you can't get in the wrong position because on the conrods, it's got a number. Where's that number gone?
Yeah, it's on the side. On one of the sides.
Yeah. So, don't know how well it's going to come across on camera. Focus. There's a number 4. The pistons are all the same. And I don't know whether the conrods are all the same as well, but they're numbered so you can't actually get them in wrong. So you can put any piston on these conrods as long as this one goes in number 4. And do the shells go in only one way as well, Dale?
Yeah, they've got a little keyway.
Yeah, so again, they've got a little keyway, so it can only go in one way. If you just hold that up to the camera. Yeah, don't know how well it'll come across, but it's got a keyway. You'll see it.
It won't go any other way.
You'll see it. Basically, if you try and fit it without that, it just won't go on.
It won't go. Normally, they have an arrow pointing towards the front. There you go. You can just see it, but it's got 2 and an arrow, and it points to the front.
Points to the front.
So that's the way it goes on.
So Dale is putting number 1 in now.
And you've got gaps in the rings, yeah.
Yeah.
So don't put them like that because you get oil.
Okay. So you put them offset.
Opposite.
So you put them offset, the piston rings.
What this is?
I'm assuming it's put the pistons in.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to oil the piston rings as well. Again, critical, you pre-oil stuff, guys. Otherwise, you like I say, you'll soon burn it out and then you'll have to rebuild it again. So the piston sits in there, and then this fancy jiggery pokery you put over the top. Does it sit on a piston ring, Dale? Does it?
No, you go over it. Apparently.
Oh, I see. And what it does, it will pull the piston rings together, so then the piston will just slip through. Dale's obviously just getting his hand underneath, and he'll just sort of feed that through at the same time.
So do that.
So that's compressed the piston rings.
Yeah.
So they're tight.
There's put that on the bottom.
and then just tap it down. Shell's falling out.
I'll put them in last then.
Yeah. So we'll get all them rings in. Well, sorry, we'll get all the pistons in.
No, you do one at a time. You
Oh.
do one at a time. Because that's down,
Oh,
the crank
right.
will come and it'll
Okay, and then it'll
whack
knock
on
it back
there.
up.
So
Okay.
we'll show you this one.
So yeah, we'll show you this one, and then you don't need to see the others because you just repeat yourself basically
So
doing
then-
it.
So
So
we'll go there and you won't
let's
be
have
able
a
to go any
look.
further.
So let's just show that again, Dal.
So,
So you can just see that there.
yeah, so you need to put your bearing in.
Okay.
Pain in the backside.
So when you're putting them in, you need to rotate. You need to rotate this to get it in position, basically, and then the top or bottom shell, I suppose this would actually be. Again,
go one way.
it's got a key weight, so it can only go one way.
And then you line the two numbers up.
Yeah.
So the number
And that's
on the
why
other
when I
side.
showed you, it had a number 4 on the bottom and a number 4 on the top of that bit.
So I'll do that.
So then it goes on like that.
Oh dear.
Then you got your 2 nuts. Are they Torx? Yeah, they're
Yeah,
Torx
they-
as well, aren't they? No, that's so you've got main bearing caps
Yeah.
as you did at 70,
Yeah.
and then you've got big end caps,
Yeah.
which is 23
Yeah.
pounds.
Alright.
Yeah. So like I say, we'll show you how to do one because they're all the same. And also as well, tighten them equal both sides first before you start tightening it down.
And then that should go up and down nicely as well.
Okay.
Should. You'll probably. Yeah. There you go.
There you go. You see that?
Oh, look
There
at
we
that.
go. Look at that. Perfect.
When it gets to 2 or 3, you won't turn it like
No. Okay, so that's how you put your piston in and your ring and your rings, not your rings, sorry, your shells. That is now all the pistons back in. Dan, if you just want to rotate the engine for me.
See, solid.
So we'll do it from this side. So you'll see the pistons going up and down. Look at that. Nice.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
Lovely.
So the next step, Dale, is...
I'll put the cam in.
I'm going to put the cam in. There we go.
Yeah, I'll do the cam. That can go in, then all the push rods can go back in so they're not on the table.
Yep. Okay. What Dale's doing now is just putting oil over all the lobes and stuff. We jet wash this and degrease it everything else. We had it left outside probably half hour, 45 minutes. Already had rust spots on. So make sure obviously you coat it in oil. And you just feed that in.
I say it's blind. You have to
Feel
Yeah.
it.
That's in.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
She's in.
So that's the camshaft in. What we're doing now is the timing cover. So Dale's just putting some instant gasket over the faces, and then we'll put the gaskets on and get everything bolted up.
No, that's wrong. It's these two. Dipstick.
What?
Sorry.
You said it was wrong.
No, I was trying to put the bolts on. I was like, of course the fucking bolts been in yet. That's why you got to put all that on.
Oh,
You put these two in, and then you clamp
and then
it
you
up
clamp
like
it up.
that. Seems to. Right, let's get the wheel on. Where's the dot? The dot is at the top, so that's the wrong way around. That. Oh, jeez. Should go. That's the one. Do top dead. Piston at the top.
Ready?
Yeah. Right then, gasket. Everything's there, isn't it?
This is all the timing stuff, the timing gear and the cover and everything else. And what you've got is you have a gasket, and then you've got a thin metal plate. You put 2 bolts through that metal plate, and then you put another gasket on with the big thick cover. And you need to do that, I mean, fairly quickly, because you're using instant gasket, so you don't want it to go off. So you do need to do that fairly quickly. Dale's just finishing off, just doing up the rest of the bolts. And that's all the timing gear done then, Dale, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we can carry on with all the other little bits then. But I just thought I'd give you a little explanation, because obviously, I mean, I don't actually know how long this video is going to be. Obviously, there's a lot of time lapses, as I'm sure you're already aware if you're this far into the video. But we can't record everything, because I mean it'd be a like 6-7 hour video. So we'll just let Dale tighten all that up, and then we'll move on to the next area. What we're putting on now is the oil pump and the pickup pipe, which is sort of all joined together, and it just goes onto this. There's no gasket on this. We were hunting around, maybe there's a gasket, but there isn't actually a gasket for that.
Don't forget to put the dizzy drive in.
Oh, and also put the dizzy drive in as well.
I think it only goes in one way. Which way will it go in? Because one way it drops, it pulls. I think it's that way.
So dizzy
No,
drive.
it's not that way.
No.
Other way. Because you've got a little thing there.
Oh yeah.
That way.
There you go.
Yeah.
So then it goes through that.
Through the hole.
And then the hole should line up. And there we go. And Dale will just tighten that down. And that's another job ticked off the list for the bottom end. You're joining us actually quite a few weeks later. It wasn't our intention, but poor little Casper hasn't been very well, so Dale hasn't been able to come over. So we'll pick up where we left off, and we're going to do the sump gasket. So the first thing you need to do, Dale in his hand has got some instant gasket sealer, and you put that round the block.
Up your nose.
First, yeah, don't eat it. So you have these 2 rubber bits. It's very self-explanatory which ones are gone because they're completely different sizes.
No, gasket first. Because little bits from the bottom.
Alright, okay. So all you do is you push them into place and just line up the holes.
The holes are in there.
If the holes are in there, so one of them hasn't been cut out.
Right, there's one. There's the other one.
So line up the holes. Roughly. And then we've got the 2 rubbery bits. But what you do then is you put gasket sealer as much as you can on them edges. Just so we know it's going to seal. So we just seat them in place, look. So that's obviously the smaller one out the 2. What Dale's doing now is he's just pushing the gasket into like the crevice, and that just, it's quite important to do that, because if you don't do that you'll probably get some leaks.
Lovely.
Then what you do is you put gasket sealer on top of the gasket that you've just put on, and then the sump can go over
No, I'm
the
just
top.
putting the lid on it. it gone?
That's the bottom end all complete now. So we're going to do the heads. Obviously there's two of them being V6. So we're going to strip them all down, regrind all the, what are they called, Dale, the seats.
Yeah, well, lap.
The-
Yeah, just clean them up.
Yeah, just clean everything up and then put everything back together. And yeah, we'll try and hopefully get this done today. What Dale's got there is a special type of clamp. It's very similar to a G clamp, but it's actually for taking the collars off, Dale, isn't it, and all the springs. So we'll show you how you use that, and we'll show you on one.
But it will be when it's seized up.
Yeah. Been used for a while.
I told you to get the magnet. There's a magnet over there. It looks like a screwdriver. Oh, I can get it if you can't find it. And a hammer. Oh.
So as you can probably see from what Dale has done, the G-clamp pulls up and it pulls the spring down. So it just needs to go a little bit more. And then you can take the, what are they, collets? Yeah, you just take the collets off then. And the collets, I think, is what actually holds the spring in place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
So sometimes they need a bit of jiggery pokery because they're probably seized in.
Yeah, just,
Remember, this is the engine that come out of the really, really rotten Cortina, so it wouldn't surprise me if stuff seized. So there you go. Use a magnet. Don't lose these either because they'll be a pain to get. Luckily, we have got some spares, but if you lose them, you might be a little bit screwed.
Because you need to keep them all together.
And there you go. There, the spring pops up. And then that's your valve there, Dale, isn't it?
Yeah. A pair of pliers. Oh, actually. I need a pair of pliers or...
What, long nose and all that?
just to get the valve or a flathead screwdriver.
One valve.
Skanky. One.
Right, so that's one done. We'll let Dale crack on with the rest, and it's exactly the same process, but I don't think the valve should be as stuck as that when you're trying to take them out. They should really just come out.
Yeah,
but I say there's probably a lot of carbon build-up, as Dale just mentioned. The head's all stripped. What Dale's just done, if you just lift that back out again, Dale, please. Yeah. He's put some of this paste on it. Grinding paste. So he's just going to put that back in the valve.
We can either use this little contraption. Still works.
So you push that in. It's a little bit stiff. You put that on. And that should make a suction to it. We say should. So there we go. And that's all you do.
Until it stops grinding. It should just take a light clean up. You can hear it grinding.
Yeah.
And then you want to do it until it's like that. Probably wouldn't hear that on camera, but
No. So you can just hear the change of tone when he's doing it. It stops grinding.
chill out.
So you do that to all of them.
Well, it should be.
And it should be nice and clean.
And you'll see it now. So that valve, you grab that. So that's nice and clean all the way around that seat.
So
There's no
if you can
notches,
see that,
there's no...
guys. So it's nice, it's got a nice shine to
Same
it as
as
well. And then it's also cleaned
We'll
nicely
see
in
the
there
next
and when
one,
you
look.
compare them. So we'll do the next one for you and show you that, and you can see what it looks like. So that one is
Yeah. Well, I would normally put that back in and be done with
Okay.
that. Clean it up and then I'd put all the spring and that back on, but I'll just do this one wants cleaning as well.
So just a wire attachment now on a drill just to give it a bit of a clean.
Like new.
Excellent. So we'll just
We'll
see,
how
that it's gonna
crappy
put
that
the-
is now.
Look at that, look. So you can see
Hopefully.
that. It should, by the time Dale's finished.
Sometimes you have to do it a few times. If it burnt out though, you wouldn't do it. But I don't know what a burnt out valve looks like. 'Cause I've never had one. Someone know.
That's in there.
Calm down.
So you can hear it. I don't know if it'll come across the camera, you can hear it.
And it goes fine then. It stays on. It's a bit skanky.
You'll probably hear it change. There you go. So you can hear it now, you can't hear any grinding noise. I don't know how well it'll come across on camera, hopefully you'll be able to hear it. But you can hear that it's not really making much of a noise now. So there you go, you can hear the noise. And then all of a sudden you can't hear a noise.
There's the valves cleaned up.
Okay, so I'll show you the valve while Dale cleans that. So you can see it's got a nice shiny edge on it now through that grinding paste.
Okay.
And then in there,
There's no like burn marks or anything, so should be alright.
so there you go. So we'll let Dale crack on and do the rest of them, and then we'll put it all together. Everything is now clean, and we're going to refit the springs and the collets and things, and we'll show you how to do one. We're going to put the springs on now, and it's basically just the reverse of what you did to take them off. So you put them on, squeeze it down, and then you can put them metal collets back in, like that. And what we've done as well, we've kept them all in order. So the collets go in number 1 and number 2. So we've
Yeah,
kept
they're
them all in
different
order.
anyway. So your inlet and your exhaust are different. You can't mix them up. Yeah. I can't really.
Just hold them up.
I can't.
Yeah, you can't. We can't.
One's
really...
got 3 grooves, one's got 1.
Okay.
So it'll only go in the right valve it's meant
Right.
to go into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is where you let that go of that, and it goes.
Bing.
Done that before.
And that is it. Simple as that, guys. So we'll let Dale carry on. I don't even know anyone called Daryl. And then we'll bring you back. We probably won't show you the other head unless there's like a big thing to show you, maybe like a catastrophe or something to show you. Then we'll show you that. But the next bit will be putting the heads onto the block. Both heads are now built back up. So we're going to put them on the block now. Dale's just giving it a final quick clean. Now with these, in the Haynes manual, it actually tells you what the torque settings are, but I'm pretty confident you do 3 different torque settings, and you have to leave it a certain amount of time. But it does tell you in the book. I don't think it's like that with all cars. I mean, you'd have to check the manuals.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. You do sets.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, certain stages. Yeah. New cars, I think you have like you do it 90 degrees, 180 degrees or something. Crap. I didn't clean this very well, didn't I? It's that 1, 2, 3, 4, da 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 da.
Yeah, looks like it. Right. So on the cylinder head, when you bolting it down, you have to do it in 3 stages. So let me go to that page. So if the camera will focus, I'm hoping it will. So where it says cylinder head bolts, it says first stage 36 foot-pounds, then second stage, third stage. It says after 10-20 minutes wait. Okay, but you need to know the orientation that you do them up in, and that is on the top picture here. So you can see you basically start from the middle and work your way out, and you do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on each stage. So Dale's just putting the gaskets over the top now, and then we'll start putting them on.
On that.
First cylinder head going on. There we go. And I'll chuck the second one on. Now, are the bolts are they reusable on these ones?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure on some more modern stuff they're one use only, but for this they're fine. All the bolts are in on the head, but they're not done up. So what you do is just go down till they're touching down, yeah, and then you can start doing the torque.
Right, ready?
Okay.
I'm not.
So remember the sequence. So number 1, torqued. Then number 2 is torqued.
And I'm sure it's them two.
3.
Is it them two and then the end ones? I don't think it really matters on some of this, to be fair.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's the front of the engine?
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No, as long as you do
Right.
it. So I'm sure it'll be that one and that one opposites.
Yeah.
Then that one and that one opposites.
yeah.
Then these two and then them two.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad from memory.
That isn't, is it? You can and this is why we call him the Cortina Guru. Or actually, we call him the Pinto Guru, but he knows about the V6s that go in him as well. He's the Cortina Guru, I think we need to call him from now on.
Right, and then you
So,
can do the next step, can't
Then
you?
you can do the next step. Okay, so the next
70
one.
odd, isn't it?
I
I think it's 70 odd.
The next one.
Probably wrong one.
No, I didn't think it was that much actually.
60 or 70, isn't it?
So second cylinder head, second stage is 45.
Is that it?
Yeah,
I thought it'd be more than that.
yeah, it's 45. And then it says the third stage is 73. And it says after 10-20 minutes wait. And it says after 15 minutes running at 1,000 RPM, you retighten at 73.
Yeah, no, I'll do them at 80.
But it doesn't a little bit more, so you don't have to do
Are
it.
you sure it's
Otherwise
40?
you've got to take them
You
off.
sure it's 45?
Yeah, yeah, definitely 45.
Because that's not talking. And then the third one is 73, yeah.
First
So,
one, 73.
or 45.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem enough to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And leave it.
Well, no, it actually says then 73, then you leave it 10-15 minutes. And then,
Oh, 73 next.
so it says 73
Yeah.
now, and then it tells you to leave it 15-20 minutes, and
Yeah.
then to idle. But so
Yeah,
if we
yeah.
do it, what, 73 and then leave it 10-15 minutes, then do it 80, so you don't have to recheck it. Okay, so there you go. That is the cylinder head all bolted up now and all done. So when we get to the next stage, we'll do a little bit of cleaning up and then we'll bring you back on the next stage. What we've got now are the rocker shafts going on, and if you remember from the early part of the video, Dale labelled it. So you've got pass there and obviously driver that side. Everything's going back exactly how we took it off. So, and I think I did say in an earlier video, I think it's due to wearing evenly. And then you've got the, what are they, Dale? The
Push rods.
push rods. So I was going to say common rods, they're not common rods at all.
Yeah.
And again, he's done the same. So he's written back, he's written front, and then passenger, and then same on this side. So they can all go back in how they came out. So the rocker shaft, they're like little covers. They're basically tin, Looks like tin that's just been shaped and bent round. And I don't know, do you actually have to have them on, Dale?
Yeah, it stops the oil going
Okay.
and into the valves, and
Right.
I think it's just the splashback,
Right.
I would presume. Yeah, these go. No.
I'll show you what he's doing there. So he's just cleaning them as he goes.
Yeah, because if you do them up, you can't put
Then
them
you
in.
can't really lift them up. So we'll put all them in both sides. You just do the 3 bolts up. You do them FT down, don't you? So
Yeah,
that's
well, not FT, but just tight.
well, just tight. They do have torque settings if you do want to do it by the book, but you don't really need to do torque settings on them bits. In the book, it'll actually tell you the
16,
valve clearances that you need.
14.
This has already been written in for us. If you look at the bottom,
Lower.
it says inlet 0.014. This is in inches, so imperial, or 0.35 mil. If you go in metric system, and the exhaust is 0.016 or 0.40 millimeters. So we'll show you one.
They're way too big. So you have to.
Right. So Dale will explain the process. Okay. So we're going to do valve number 1, which is number 1 here.
Yeah, so
isn't it?
you turn it, so they're rocking.
Yep. So
So they're both
so can you hear
down.
that? If you just do it
So
again.
they'll do that because some
Yeah.
won't. Look, there. Oh no, they will. They won't. No, look, that one's up.
Yeah. So that one's up.
So they've got to be.
Rocking like that.
There's no
Okay.
resistance on. So what's
So
exhaust?
in exhaust is
14.
0.16.
No, you said exhaust was 16.
Yeah. You just said exhaust.
No, I thought you said inlet.
No, you did.
You what you watch? You think about right. So inlet is that one, yeah. That's
Oh, that
inlet.
was it, yeah.
Yeah, that's inlet.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
exhaust.
You tell me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Right,
because
so-
it goes that way.
Yeah, so that one's inlet, yeah?
That's inlet, yeah.
So we want that at 0.14, Mr. Love.
That's 16, is it?
14.
That's well.
You'll confuse yourself by joking.
That's load massive. That would have been.
So that was a big gap. So like Dale just did the impression, it would have been ticking.
I don't like a ticky V6.
No, it sounds
horrible.
awful. And how you adjust them is obviously with this ratchet. If you have watched the other video on the Pinto, you'll notice that we do it with 2 different size spanners.
Because it's different.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay. So
And then-
that
There is
is-
an order. You can do them in order,
Yeah.
but I'll just. So I could do them, but I'm not. So I'll spin it
Yeah.
until. I'll just go round. So.
Yeah.
Because I'm lazy. And I know there. So them 2 are rocking now.
So they're rocking. There you go, look. And he'll just do the same process again.
Oh my god. So that one's exhaust. So
Yeah,
it
so
spins
exhaust.
over. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's
So exhaust is 16 or 0.16.
I prefer millimetres. But
And of course, remember when you're putting the filler gauge in, it needs a slight little bit of resistance. And I would say, do you normally have to check these after a certain few thousand miles, Dale? When
yeah.
you've done, yeah. So
When
you'll
you've
have to
rebuilt
do them
it.
again once you've driven it a little
Set it.
while anyway. And there you go. That is how you do them on a V6. Right, all the valve clearances are done. So the next step is the inlet. And what Dale's doing there is he's just shaping that gasket because it obviously goes in a V to fit in the engine.
You want to make sure it's got the silicone, because I've had them where you bought them, it's just paint this
Yeah.
and it leaks. The water
Right.
just obviously goes through cardboard. and
Okay. So
Going
then they
over.
just sits there nicely,
That's it.
and then we've given that a bit of a wash and a clean because it had all debris and rubbish over it.
Yep.
Oops.
Lunatic.
There we go. And that sits on, and then there's
5 million volts.
there's quite a few bolts to it, but basically all the bolts go in these here. And you just tighten them up till they're tight, and that'll be the inlet done. Now obviously there is a carburettor that goes on here. We have got the carburettor hiding in there. Obviously we haven't rebuilt anything of that yet, so we will do the engine rebuild, so the engine will be completely rebuilt, and then we're gonna have to, well, Dale's bought a rebuild kit. And we'll try that first, but we haven't had much luck with rebuild kits on carbs just recently, so if that doesn't work, then obviously we'll have to perhaps buy another carb, but we will see. But that's all you do. That's all you do with this. So Dale's put one in, and then after that we'll put the rocker covers on. The engine is basically built. What we've got left to do now is put the rocker covers on, but we're not actually going to put them on because we're going to paint them. So the engine is essentially rebuilt. I'm just going to show you basically what you do. So there's a gasket there. You don't normally use the gasket sealer, Dale, on this, do you? No. Because you just don't need it. But you can see why we're going to be doing them, because they're very crusty, rusty. But basically you just put that gasket on, if that's the right side, which I think it is.
Right. That's the filler, so it's the other side.
Well, it doesn't matter, but just for this purposes. Obviously that goes on there, and then you get your bolts, and that's done up. That is the engine, all rebuilt. What we need to do now is put all the ancillary pieces on. So we've got a brand new water pump. Dizzy also needs to go in. What else needs to go in, Dale? Thermostat, power steering pump, and then bits. But they're all sort of bolt-on bits. Essentially the engine, you know, to make it run, everything else, all the mechanical side is in and finished. Now what we're going to do is we're going to paint this here. Going to paint all this area, and then we're going to fit the water pump. Obviously we're going to paint it now, otherwise we've got to try and paint round all of this, and this is nice and new, and it's already silver. So that is going to be our next step, but the engine is essentially rebuilt. Next job now, Dale has painted. Dale has painted. What is it? The cover for the.
Yeah, just because I want to get on.
Just a cover. And he's now. If I can move the camera around without hitting Casper in the face, you can see he's just putting gasket sealer around the water pump, and then that's going to be bolted on. That will only go on one way. It's fairly self-explanatory. But that's what's next. Off camera, we have fitted the rocker covers, and obviously they've been painted. The engine block has been completely painted as well, and we've also painted the inlet, and it's come up really, really nicely. That's the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've learnt something with it. I know I certainly have. This is the first time I'd seen an engine stripped down and rebuilt. You know, Dale really does know his stuff. Thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed it, or you've learnt something or anything, please give us a like and give us a subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.